Welcome back to this week's YouTube Live and the podcast. My name is RD. Welcome to the Waterfowl Den. I can't promise how long we're going to stay online tonight because there is lightning everywhere. I mean, it is rattling the walls out here. So if you're watching tonight and the channel just ends, well, it's probably because I lost internet. I will try to send my internet over a hotspot, but honestly, I don't know. The computer shouldn't go out because everything's on battery backup, but if there's no internet in the community, then there is none. So hopefully if the power does blink or kick off or anything, I will be switching over to a hotspot, so hopefully I don't lose anybody, but I definitely want to go ahead and throw that out there. So hopefully y'all having a good smoking hot Wednesday. I know at lunchtime today the heat index was 111 at 1 o'clock. I don't know what it got up to, but I guarantee you in the shade you could have cooked the eggs. So tomorrow is probably going to be exactly like today. So if you on this side of the heat wave, stay hydrated is about all I can say. Right now, like I said, man, it is really rocking and rolling out there. So with that being said, this is what is going on right now. Literally before I went online or joined this live, this was the storm that was rolling in, and it is not done. So if you are anywhere around Columbia or below, get ready because there is some really big lightning. I mean, it is really popping off. I think I could probably turn on lightning strikes. I think lightning is an option on this program. Not 100% sure. I don't see it. Could be overlooking it. Winds. I know winds is supposed to be pretty high right now. I thought it might give speeds. Let's see. I had the paid for version also, but not on this computer. I guess it don't really show lightning strikes, but it's really getting it out there. That's about all I can say. While we're still on the air, there will be a chance of another storm coming in. So like I said, if you're in South Carolina, be prepared. Georgia, this is coming to you. So the Georgia line, if you're going to be in Georgia in the next hour or so, hey, stay. We're going to talk about you in a minute. Did y'all see that? Try to take me out. We're going to talk about that. That's not on topic at the moment. But if you're in Georgia, definitely be prepared because the storms are definitely coming outside Atlanta, the Panhandle of Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana. You can see it starting to swirl up pretty good. Upper part of the United States is definitely rock and rolling. One thing this week, we had our first name. I don't even know if it made category of a hurricane yet. Andrea, I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. It spun up. I don't think it made it into a hurricane, but it is absolutely not going to hit anything out there. So, yeah, if you're in South Carolina, Georgia, and the Panhandle of Florida, we hadn't had rain in a week. Today is probably going to change that, but you never know. But hopefully everybody's having a good week. Right now it's 86 degrees outside temperature wise. getting back to this joker, I told y'all, I think last week, no, it was the week before, that I was ordering some silhouette decoys. This is from Skyfly Decoys. You can get a lot of decoys at pretty cheap prices. The head is fully flopped. I don't know if you will be able to see that on camera. Maybe if I can somehow get it in the right viewing. But anyway, 3D silhouette, a dozen for $49, and I think it was $18 shipping. It was somewhere around $68, I think. So be looking for a video of unboxing this. I just got these in today. It comes with a couple different poses. So this one is with the head down, a couple of them with the head up. But I felt like 60 bucks is pretty cheap for a dozen silhouette. I really wanted the 5 dozen, but I never ever heard of Skyfly decoys. And honestly, before I bought 5 dozen of them and they wasn't really good, I didn't want to spend that money. But so far, I've hunted with different brand of silhouettes, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's just a traditional stake pole goes through them. Pretty nice. The only thing that, like I said, I've never heard of them before. I know a couple of people, when I mentioned it, said that they get a lot of sock decoys from them. But when I got the shipping confirmation, my shipping confirmation came from Amazon. So they were using Amazon's shipping service to ship them. They do have a Amazon store, but there's all for the socks. I never saw the silhouettes on their Amazon. I would have much rather got them off of Amazon just because it's Prime, but I ordered it off their website. Didn't have any problems, and so far they look pretty good. I really can't wait to use these decoys come September. I typically use full bodies, and the pasture that I hunt in, I keep my decoys there. I have a blind year round, and I keep the decoys in the blind. But when you're trying to move a dozen full bodies across the cow pasture, you're tired. I mean, pretty much you're tired by the time you get there. So this year I wanted to use the silhouettes. Plus, there's different farmland that I had the opportunity to hunt on, and I just can't run out there and grab my decoys to take them wherever I want to go. So I plan to use these silhouettes and with my full bodies at one location where my blind is. I'm going to mix them in, so we shall see how it is. Like I said, I've hunted over silhouettes many times before, but I never had my own set, so pretty happy about it. So if it works out, I may get me another dozen or two. I really didn't need 5 dozen, but I definitely would have liked to have 2 dozen, maybe 3. I think more than 3 dozen, our geese wouldn't have known what to do with them. Typically, there's only like a couple places that have a lot of geese where I'm at, and that big section of geese is in the cemetery, and it's kind of frowned on to hunt at the cemetery. People are dying to get there. Womp womp. But I call them the crackler geese. Everybody feeds them bread and crackers and everything, which we know bread and crackers is not good for their diet at all. But, people do like to see it. Hen pinwheel. So we're gonna see how that works out this coming September. Like I said, it definitely will make putting out and carrying a whole lot better. What else I got going on this week? I have been working on a reloader. I got a couple of reloaders that I'm cleaning up and repurposing. I am working on a new shell thanks to Keith at Salt Creek. We know bismuth is pretty much rare this year. I love bismuth. I have about a box of bismuth left from last year. I got a few TSS duplex loads left with some steel in them. I plan to get some more TSS. If I get 2 pounds of TSS with the duplex that I loaded last year, I can get maybe 5 boxes out of the TSS steel duplex. That's pretty good. 2 pounds isn't a lot. If you were loading TSS straight 1 ounce, 1 pound is 16 ounces. So if you were doing straight 1 ounce loads, you would get 16 shells out of 1 pound. TSS is really expensive right now, but it's not as expensive as bismuth. Bismuth is beyond crazy in price. I don't know. The only time you're going to get a deal on bismuth if you ordering from a company who mass produced bismuth and is selling them at last year's prices. So I'm loading up some 2 3/4, 1 1/8 number 3 steel as a backup. I don't think I'm going to need them. I got plenty of shells, but you will be seeing that video coming out. Made one up. I pattern tested it. Doesn't look too bad. The choke that I had in there I think was way too tight, but percentage wise at 40 yards it was 80%, and standard wise you want to be anywhere between 70 to 80% in a 30-inch circle, which I was at, I think it was like 81%. So percentage wise it was good at 40 yards. Pattern wise it was pretty tight, so I'm going to drop it back a couple of chokes. So definitely be looking out for that video. This coming weekend I have a new reveal of the Tideweed 360 degree tent. This video is going to be dropping Saturday. It is wow. That's all I got to say. I've watched a lot of videos. Typically I hunt out of a blind when I take my son hunting. I hunt out of a blind for turkey hunting. Blinds come in handy. It's a pop-up blind. Typically, especially in the South where I hunt, usually when you get in a blind it is really, really hot because you're in a hot box. This 360 degree technology's got like little pinholes in them so you can see through it. It also lets a cool breeze come in. And when I say, I promise you, this boat, which is, the podcast room, which is a John boat, this John boat with the screens, the table, the chair, easily could work inside that blind. That is how big that blind is, and I am not making it up. That blind was wrist to wrist wide, and it is that wide. So look out this weekend for that blind. I'll show you how to pop it up. It comes with a barnyard style door, so if you are hunting with a elderly person, if you ever hunted out of a blind, typically the pop-up blinds have I'm not gonna say an L, but it's kind of like a triangular door. You unzip it and you go in. You have to pick your foot up and kind of go in like that. Normally, what I do, I just flip the blind over, put everything in it, and then flip the blind back because I hate dealing with the little teeny door. But this new Tideweed door is a barnyard door. Like, it's the whole width barnyard door. So if you have anybody that is handicapped, that is in a wheelchair, or one of them electric scooters, you will have zero problems getting them in that door. It is really nice. I'm really talking about it, and I could easily just throw it up on the screen here, and I honestly don't even know why I didn't even think about that while I was talking about it. So let me pull that up while we're talking. So here we go. Let me find it on their website. If you never looked at their website, it is real. They got a lot of stuff going on. They got some really good products. So let me throw this up on the screen here. Alright, so they got different type blinds. This is the pop-up blind. This is the man sitting in it looking 360 degrees. Not making it up. You literally could do jumping jacks in that blind. The sound to open the windows, super quiet because it's not a zipper. That's pretty much it right there. 360 degrees. It is... Can't make it up. So look forward to that this weekend. Not going to put it out there 100%, but there will be a discount code in the about section. So up under the description, there will be a discount code that you can throw in on that pop-up blind or throughout their website and get a nice discount. So definitely be looking out for that. That's, like I said, that's coming out Saturday. So if you watch the videos, like I said, definitely pay attention to that. There is going to be a discount code. I'm working on a couple other videos also. It is just so hot. Like, it's crazy. So secretly, if you type in RD18, no space, RD18, you're going to get 18% off at Tideweed. So, shh, don't tell everybody. They got to watch the videos to know that. So y'all watching it, y'all will know that. But you can get a discount at Tideweed. So use RD space, no space 18. So RD18. So that's pretty much it that I have video wise going on. It is so hot out there. I mean, it is like trying not to suffocate myself in the humidity out there trying to make some videos. And I'm talking about last Thursday is when we had a holiday and had the day off. I got up early to get outside. My wife came home for lunch and she was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm swapping out shirts so I don't look like I'm sweating on the videos." But every time I would come in to change something on the video, I would swap shirts so that content wise I look so fresh and so clean. But in the background, yeah, it was sweating everywhere. I think I found new places on my body that had sweat running out of it. I kid you not, I sweated so bad when I came in, I hydroplaned off the toilet seat and ended up in the tub. I mean, it was just like a split second hydroplane, like a car wreck, and it was a disaster after that. But little man here holding a fish kind of reminded me. We did go fishing Saturday morning. Literally, as soon as the fish come out of the water, it was ready to go on a plate. It was almost like sushi. It was so hot. The funny story is, obviously he's getting bigger, and when I say it is a competition when we go fishing, it is a 100% a competition. For the most part, I do not hold back trying to outfish him, because if you try to hold back while he is fishing, you will get beat. He loves bass fishing. Rubber worm wise, he is pretty dangerous. He will hang one really quick. Now a lot of times I'm getting him untangled on the reels, just odd and ends, and I don't get to typically fish as much as him. So at the very beginning, I don't know, probably the past 4 or 5 times, I always tell him, we're walking down to the pond, river, whatever we fish, and I'll throw mine out real quick while he's not looking. And I'll be like, oh, first one out, catches the first fish. Well, he got that one on me this time. And that joker, as soon as it hit the water, he's like, I got one. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Now, granted, sadly, he lost it. And it's all on video, and it's going to make for a pretty good video. And I threw out right behind him, and I pulled one in, and he was not happy. But this time I did hold back a little bit because I could see the frustration. He lost 2 fish. Our rule is, if it hits the bank or the boat, it counts. That's our rule, because I'm not cleaning enough fish. By the time I clean a fish, get the grease out, the wife is not going to let me cook that inside the house. And then clean up that mess, nah, I can go to the fish camp or the fish place, whatever, and I don't have to deal with that. But I do know how to clean a fish and fry it up. But yeah, we're not cooking that in the house, so we throw them back. And if it catches and it hits the bank and comes off, we count that as a win. So he did lose 2, and they did not hit the bank, so he got beat this week. Weeks before, he beat me. So, like I said, fishing, I don't hold back on that joker, because if you hold back on him, he's going to beat you. So we enjoyed it. It like I said, man, by lunchtime Saturday, it was so hot. I mean, it looked like somebody took all the energy out of him. I mean, he was whooped by lunchtime. And we headed back into town, and, you know, we picked up a little Scooby snack on the way. That kid loves some McDonald's, so stopped by there and give him his little special treat. That's what it's all about anyway. Is it letting him beat? Yeah, I occasionally let him win. I occasionally put mine up a little bit before he does. Hopefully that he hangs one more. But I definitely make it hard on him. It is a competition. But these are memories that he's making. His memories I'm making with him. I love recording these videos because, man, kids grow up so quick. It's crazy how quick they grow up. At least, you know, they can have something to come back and watch also. So I definitely enjoy the video of YouTube. Like I said, I've met some great people on YouTube, and I truly have enjoyed every minute of it so far. But hopefully y'all having a good week. I know some of my regulars that typically are on here isn't chimed in today. And like I said, they may not have no internet. It is definitely, I don't know if you can hear it on y'all's end. It is definitely storming outside. Pull this back up. So the blue area there, that's power outages. That is already from today. If I click any of them, it will show the power outages. 106 in Lee County. This storm started over here in North Carolina and came across 536 in Dillon, South Carolina. This storm started brewing, I don't know, somewhere around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon over here near Fayetteville. So I'm sure there's a lot of people. 2,788. So be in prayer for these linemen because, and the people without power, keep them in your prayers too, because right now that's just 2,000 people in that area. It's 76 degrees out there. So as it goes into nighttime, it's still going to be warm inside the house. So hopefully, the air conditioning cooled it off before the storm came. But with that many people, that's going to be a lot of people without power going into tomorrow. So if you know anybody in any area, reach out to the elders. Reach out and talk to people and say, hey, you ain't power. Because tomorrow is not going to be one of them days that you're going to want to play around with, because it's literally going to be the exact same temperature as today. So Myrtle Beach got hammered earlier today. 3,000 people without power in Myrtle Beach, Horry County. 3,000 people is a lot. Florence, which would be Darlington County, close to 1,000. Let's see, York County, 4,000 people in York County without power. Charlotte earlier, really over in this area, really got hammered. Matthew, which it would be Union County, 1,800. So there is a lot of people without power right now. And this storm is only getting started. Like I said, it is coming y'all's way, Georgia. So, trying to look at some of these other ones. I already did Lee County. Lake City, which is part of Florence. Power. Typically, some of these power, each county has their own power. Some are Duke. At least when some of these in Duke power related, their totals are so look at that. I wasn't even paying that attention. So I was looking at the counts affected, but Duke Energy wide is 53,000 people. That is a lot of people without power. Now, granted, how quickly was that reported out? Did it just take a fuse in the transformer? Did the transformer reset? Is there 53,000 people without power? I don't know if that's an actual number, but per the last update, which would be 6:25 at 2300 UTC time, which UCT's time always is a something else. So 2300. I am not a military kind of guy. It would have been 7 o'clock my time. So as of 7 o'clock, which now we're at 8:30. I think it's 8:30. Yeah, so an hour ago there was 53,000 people without power in the Duke Power area, and that's covering North and South Carolina. So, um, if you look down here in Florida, there's a lot of people. So, like I said, Georgia is coming your way. Remember the difference between a warning and a watch. Warning is when you go into the kitchen and your wife is cooking, and she's got some nice cookies out there, and she looks at you and she says, "Do not eat them cookies. I'm warning you." That's the final step. You know she's fixing to whack you with something. A watch is when you're in the dining room and you're looking into the kitchen and she says, "Hey, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. You be careful over there, because I know what you're coming over here for, and I'm not messing around." Where the warning is, "Hey, this is your final warning. You're fixing to get your hand popped if you reach over there and take one of them chocolate chip cookies." So that's the difference between a warning and a watch. You can always relate that to, your mama as a kid. "Hey, I'm watching you," and the next one, "I'm warning you," and then it's on with flip flop. If you ever was in the, you ever grew up in the country, you know what the flip flop is. So, welcome, old Matt. Did y'all have any storms down there? I know down there in Kershaw, it was probably rocking and rolling down towards your area earlier. Lee County, I'm not sure if you're part of Lee's power or if you're Duke. Looks like Lee is around 106, but Black River is like 217, but total wide Duke is 53,000. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be rolling down there for a little bit longer towards you. But as we say that, there's one more storm heating up in Charlotte now. Like I said, it was lightning pretty good. I honestly didn't know if I was going to be able to come on live and use my studio, or if I was just going to have to do it through my iPad or cell phone through cellular service. But as of right now, it's holding on pretty good. Like I said, I got this in the mail today. I ordered these from Skyfly Decoys. If you didn't see this at the beginning of the video, I ordered a dozen silhouettes from Skyfly Decoys. They're fully flocked heads. A dozen of these were $49, and then shipping was like $18, something like that. Came in a pretty nice sized box. Should have brought the other head style, but I always said that. Just like I said earlier with the tie weed blind, I got a website here. I could easily just pull it up. So far, I really like these decoys. Let me throw this up on the screen here. So here's the decoys that I ordered. They were $49. They're flocked heads. You get 8 feeders. That's what them are. The other ones with the head sticking up, you get 4 of them. That's what's on the screen there. That's typically what most of these are made out of. They're a little bit thicker than the signs that you stick out in the yard for sale signs, but that's basically what it is. That's how the rod goes in between for the stake. It says the stake is powder coated. $49 isn't a bad deal. Like I said, I really looked at the 5 dozen, and I was like, you know what? 5 dozen is probably a little bit too much, and I don't think I need 5 dozen. If I put out 5 dozen geese decoys around where I live, when them birds flew over, they would know something's up, because we don't have 5 dozen geese in one area at any given time, so they wouldn't know what the heck was going on. But honestly, I was going to do like 2 to 3 dozen, but I decided just to see how they looked. It says they're $79 and they're on sale for $49. How long is that sale going on? Also don't know, but so far I've been pretty happy with them. Like I said, this website has got a ton of snow geese stuff, wind socks. Like I said earlier, this stuff is what they have on the Amazon. They did not have the silhouettes on Amazon, so maybe they come from 2 separate places. I don't know the reasoning behind that. I would have much rather ordered off of Amazon, so I could have got the Prime and just did the shipping together. But it is what it is. But still, I saved money on these silhouettes. We shall see. Like I said, I made a video opening it and putting it all together, so I can't wait to September to see how that works out. I could definitely see it's raining outside. You know, I actually forgot about the camera down at the bottom. You know, it is so new to me that I actually forgot that I can actually see the live camera outside now. It is definitely raining. It is definitely not raining as hard as it was earlier. It was pouring down. That's right, Matt. 87 days to go. That's to teal season. Goose season comes in before teal season. Goose season is September the 1st. I think. I don't have the rules and regs in front of me. I cannot remember when opening dove is. I'm thinking opening dove this year is on September the 1st. Also, maybe, let's see. We might as well say we in June. So June, July, August, September. Yep, Labor Day is on the 1st. So opening day of early goose is the exact same day of dove season. And we get 8 days of teal season, which they shortened our days to the later part of September. I think it's like the 20th through the 28th, if I remember off the top of my head. Somewhere around in there, but I know it's 8 days. So yeah, we got 87 days before teal season. And I can promise you that is not going to be too far away. We need a sponsor for teal season. Absolutely. If you feel like you need to sponsor this channel and provide me and Matt a hotel room so we can go and get some really good eating ducks, please let me know. We definitely could use a new camera. What else we need, Matt? We need a trolling motor, which we have a trolling motor, but a newer trolling motor. If you ever want to be a shotgun sponsor, that's also pretty cool. So we can always use a sponsor. Gas Fund. My wife says she's my sponsor, but as she is my CFO for RD Reynolds Outdoors, my chief financial officer. She is always trying to penny pinch me, and I probably need to be at times, but I cannot wait for this season to come up. I've got so many trips planned this year. It is so... I don't want to, get too super excited because you never know how the weather's going to be. Matt says sponsor for bismuth or TSS so to swap over to steel. Man, I keep telling him, you got to get off that steel. You got to get on the bismuth train or some TSS duplex. But he be shooting some of that cheap stuff, like bottom grade steel. But Matt, you missed the beginning. I am loading I talked about it, loading some 2 3/4 inch number 3 steels up as we speak, playing around with them. Um, I just love reloading. If you never reloaded, after a long day of work, you could come home and reload, and it just zones you out. And plus, you know what components you are putting in that shell. Like, you know everything about it. I just love reloading. So I'm working on that. You will see the video on that. But like I said, a lot going on. Just wish it wasn't so hot outside. Uh, I got some new ammo, some new steel in the box that I need to pattern test. Never been shot on this channel. I got some Rio that I need to pattern test. I got some Remington steel need to be pattern tested. And I feel like there's one more of something. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, what was that? It is a weird name. It is Italian, and there's only like a few places that sell this stuff. And when I say it is cheap, when you can buy a box of shells for like $18, it is pretty cheap. But it is some high velocity. I'm trying to pull it up. I can't remember the name of it. Where is it? Man, too bad I can't find it. I had the box somewhere, but which I can't show it on live anyway because they'll take it down. But it's Nobel something. It's some kind of Italian shot shell. They make all kind of target loads, and Sportsman is the only place that I know that sells them. And they make many different size boxes. Like, they got number 3s, number 4s, number 2s, and then they go into target loads. But yeah, you're not going to get them at Sportsman. They carry like one particular size, and that's about it. And like I said, they're from Italy or they're Italian or something. I don't know. But we're going to put them on paper when it's not 1,000 degrees outside. Literally, the pellets probably would come out of the shell and probably melt. It looked like some kind of Terminator stuff just blobbing out the end of the barrel. It is so hot. Like I said, tonight, say a prayer for, the safety of our linemen. They are going to be out in this storm. And like I said, it is not going to be over with anytime soon tonight, because this storm is going to be rolling into Georgia. There's going to be a lot of people tomorrow that wake up without power, and tomorrow is not going to be a day that you're going to want to be without power at all. Tomorrow is pretty much going to be a repeat of today. Also, seeing Matt's name down there kind of made me think of it too. Remember our service members. I know Matt is retired now, but his brother's still in the service. Many brothers and sisters, people know, many family members. There's a whole lot going on over in the desert. Pick a place, pick a boat. There is vessels. We're just going to say all types of vessels, carriers, submarines, all kind of different military vessels being activated, being put on standby. A lot of people leaving their family members at the moment. Not going to get into a political side of things, but regardless, them are our people. And them are our troops. So definitely keep them people in your prayers as this, I don't even know what kind of environment is going on at the moment. Hopefully there's some peace treaties. Hopefully that's the way it is. But that's also the exact same military and first responders and police and everything else on this side of the states where we at. There's a lot of people keeping us safe right here at our own backyard. So if you're in a house and you're pretty much safe, you can thank probably somebody else for that. Some military person, some first responder, some police. So definitely keep all of them in your prayers as the next couple of days are going by. There's a whole lot of uncertainty going on for sure. A lot of crazy going on. A lot of spinning wheels that, we don't always know the background. We hear blah blah on the news, and you hear this on the news, and you're hearing two, and you're hearing two over here, and 2 plus 2 is supposed to be 4, but when you add it up in your head, you getting 15, and it just don't add up. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's very confusing. It's the kind of world we live in. At least for a while, we can do some fishing. We can get away. We can, get our mind off of it. We can get outdoors. What the good Lord has provided for us. We can see the glories of hunting and fishing, and let's don't take that for granted by any means. There's so many places right now that you can't hunt and fish. There's so many places people are, just wishing that they could catch a fish to eat for supper. So we are so blessed to be in the United States. You may not be happy with whatever politician you have in your city, county, state, government, federal, whatever. You may not be happy, but I can promise you, you're 10 times better off where you at than a lot of people. So pretty much if you're just watching and listening, you're probably better off than some people, and never take that for granted. Never take your friendship, like these videos playing in the background. Don't take that for granted. You never know when that season may be your last season. You never know when you're going to lose a fishing buddy, a hunting buddy. You never know. So get outside, make a difference. Take your kid. We were talking about it earlier. My son, taking him fishing and how competitive he is. Teach him how to do it. It is also a life skill. You never know. We may be going back to them primitive hunting and fishing days, and I honestly don't know if you hear that on the microphone, but it is definitely thundering outside really bad, and that was my phone notification here telling me that lightning was detected in my area. So let's pull up old Radar Omega. That's what I usually use for my phone. It is, boy, if you in Colombia, yeah. So like I said, hopefully y'all are having a good Wednesday. It wouldn't surprise me if the power here doesn't go out. I hope not, because I do not want to have to go get that generator and get that going. But if I do, hey, I'm grateful to even have a generator and the ability to do that. But like I said, check on your family members, check on your kin, check on the old people, because older people, especially the older generations, especially our old man, my goodness, we are so stubborn at times. I can promise you I'm stubborn. The older men generation, the World War I, the World War II kind of men, they think they are tougher now than they ever was. And I don't have power. I will be good. I survived the war. their bodies are not like they were then. Yes, they might can do without the air condition, but hey, call them up, say, hey, you need some bottle of water. Don't even ask them for the bottle of water. If you know their power's out, take them some cold water, take them something, check in on them, because uh, today and tomorrow is going to be a repeat of each other. So, um, like I said, I'm pretty much going to call it a day here, because it is fixing to really come down outside, and me personally, I don't want my computer fried, so I'm going to throw this up here for one last glimpse. But if you are in the Columbia area here, give us a minute. Camden, Elgin, Sumter, that is pretty intense right now. And like I said, that is going to Georgia. So anybody that's going to be on the Georgia line, that's not going to be too long at all, because you can see these couple ones right here starting to pop up around Aiken, and Augusta is the state line. So, hey, like I said, up here in this area, and it is really starting to pop off. So, purple is definitely not what you want to see. I don't see any white yet, so that's a plus. Typically, when you start seeing white and pink, you're starting to get into the really heavy stuff, hail, stuff like that. Let's look outside right real quick before I call it a night. Oh yeah, you can see now it is definitely starting to pick up out there. And with that being said, I'm getting off, because I want to save my electronics, because I want to see y'all again next week, next Wednesday at 8. Yeah, it's thundering out there pretty good. So let me go get this all shut down and call it a night. Y'all be safe. Check on you, everybody. And again, God, thank you for blessing us with what we got. And thank you for everything you do and keeping us safe. And I'll see y'all next week. And here's a word from our sponsors. Matthew Knight with Satura Investors out of Charlotte. There's the information. The link to his website is scrolling across the banner down at the bottom, and it's also in the description. Today's episode is about helping business owners and working professionals like you who share a passion for the outdoors, shooting sports, zeroing them in to their long-term financial goals. So if you need any information or contact or any other questions, contact Matthew. Also, go check out Salt Creek Ammo. This triple curl TSS is some of the best TSS I have ever shot. This is for waterfowl edition. It's made for waterfowl. So if you're going to shoot a species that you've been chasing for a long time, don't use no cheap ammo. You pay good money to go on a trip. You got great guns. Don't cheap out on cheap ammunition. This TSS is amazing. It's got number 7s, number 8s, and he has number 9s. So go check out saltcreekammo.com. Here you will find any kind of ammo you're looking for. He has custom loads, TSS in 10 gauge, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, low pressure ammunition. You got Predator ammunition, turkey ammunition, anything you're looking for, give Keith a call. Also to the channel, Kicks Industries, most people will know them as Kick Chokes, has came on board, and I have done a bunch of series lately on waterfowl choke tubes, turkey choke tubes, deer choke tubes. So go check out Kick's website for all of the chokes that can fit your guns. Flint Ridge Hauling Service, LLC, has partnered up with the channel. It is your go-to provider for all your hauling needs. They are not just any hauling service. They are an active DOT interstate hotshot hauling provider. Flint Ridge Service LLC prides itself in its reliable transportation services. This team ensures that your cargo is delivered safely and on time no matter the distance. Whether you need to transport goods across the county or state line, they have the capacity and the expertise to meet your hauling needs. Equipped with a smooth riding 40-foot air ride equipped trailer and a max hauling capacity of 20,000 pounds, there's no load too big or too small that they can't handle. Look no further than Flint Ridge Hauling Service LLC.